Okay, top three dumbest laws that California has enacted. Now, I'm a California guy. I'm from Southern California. Grew up on 87th and Central, Crenshaw and 63rd. Born at MLK Hospital in Watts, South Central. It's where I'm from. But I, as well as the rest of the country, knows that California has some very weird laws. So here I'm going over just the top three. I'm gonna say top three of the worst laws that California has recently enacted. So number one, and this is in no specific order, the ban on small engine generators, which was passed in October 21. California legislation has banned the sale of small off-road engines, including generators. So that means if you have an inverter generator like this, you'll still be able to use these generators, but you won't be able to buy them. So it makes no sense. The state, California, with the electrical grid issues, this is the same state, California, where every summer we have rolling blackouts, which cause fires, right? A lot of the fires in California are due to blackouts caused by the electrical grid. The state with all these issues, and mind you, in California, we have blackouts. Why? Because people are running AC in the summer. The grid that can't even handle AC in the summer, then they're going to tell you, by the way, you can't buy a small inverter generator that's gas powered in order to power your house during the blackouts. It makes no sense. A state that has all these issues with electricity and blackouts, now they're going to ban a tool that helps the average everyday consumer deal with those blackouts, being a generator, gas powered generator. Number two, California's ban on high capacity gun magazines. Now I say high capacity in quotes because these bans only ban standard. They ban standard magazine. If I have an FN 57, which comes equipped, when you purchase the firearm, it comes with 3 20-round magazines. Those are standard magazines. It comes with 20-round magazines everywhere it's sold, where they don't have this high capacity restriction. So I say high capacity because it's a word that makes it sound scarier. These are standard magazines that California is banning. They're not just banning 50-round drums or 30-round magazines. No, they're also banning standard capacity magazines. And I think it's silly because when a criminal comes into your house or when a criminal sticks you up, which we do, I mean, people around the world, around the US for sure, California, we have a lot of criminals here. When a criminal sticks you up or comes into your house, they are not worried about the high capacity magazine restriction. They're not worried about any laws in general. That's why they are criminals. They don't care about the law. The only people this is going to affect are law-abiding citizens, people who will need to defend themselves. So as a criminal comes into your house with an AR-15, with a 30-round magazine, 20-round magazine, and it's 2 or 3 of them, and they've got 20 and 30 rounds each, so let's say anywhere from 40 to 60 rounds, and you come out of your bed with a Glock 19 with 10 rounds and 1 in the chamber, you are severely outgunned. And it's really not fair. It doesn't make sense to me, especially when you look at places like Oakland, places like just the SF, San Francisco Bay Area in general. I used to live out there. I used to go to school out there. I love California, but I would say of all the states I've been to, and I've been to many, San Francisco Bay Area is the absolute worst place I've ever been to. The area itself is beautiful. The Bay is beautiful. The Golden Gate Park, Dolores Park, it's beautiful. But the city itself is a complete shit show. And there's a lot of shit on the streets, so no pun intended. But when you look at places like San Francisco, Oakland, you see In-N-Out leaving Oakland. In-N-Out Burger, which is a staple in California. They've never closed any of their stores ever, but they closed a profitable store in Oakland due to crime. Denny's, it's bad when Denny's leaves your city due to crime. Denny's is not like the arbiter of safety. A lot of Denny's are pretty sketchy in general, but even Denny's left Oakland due to crime. So you have people thieving, robbing, murdering in California they're not worried about a high capacity gun restriction, but you as a citizen, you are going to be severely restricted on the amount of ammo you can carry in one magazine. It's silly. And lastly, the zero emission standard for vehicles, which bans the sale of gasoline cars after the year 2035. Again, this goes back to my point about the gas powered generators. This is California, a state which, just as it is now, where gas powered engines, small gas powered engines, and gas powered cars are still sold in the state. California, we already have an issue with our electrical grid to where every summer there are rolling blackouts which cause fires. So on this same electric grid, you want to put all the cars. Our electric grid can barely run air conditioners during the summer. But now on that same grid, you want to say, hey, let's put the cars on this same failing grid. What's going to end up happening is the price of electricity to charge your car is going to shoot through the roof. I can even see the state rationing electricity, saying, hey, you can only charge your car X amount, putting limits on the amount where you can charge your car during certain times of the year. And what is the end goal here? I mean, where are we going to get more electricity? Because as the years go on and gas cars are phased out in California, because no one can purchase them in California unless you want to go out of state and go through the process of registering your car in California. What is the end goal? We're going to have a grid that is not powerful enough to run these cars, plus the air conditioner, plus all the other electricity, the generators probably. I don't think they have electric power generators yet. Inverter small generators, like inverters and lawnmowers and leaf blowers. But what's the end goal? Surely I'm not the only one who thought of this. The legislators, they have to have thought this through. Like, hey, our grid is already bad. Why would we put cars, which take hours to charge, and there's going to be millions of new cars, EVs on the road, that we barely have the infrastructure to charge out in the open, much less at our home. We barely have the infrastructure. I'm not the only one I can't be the only one that's thinking, how's this going to work, right? But if you can clearly show, hey, EVs are better, more efficient, more safe than gas-powered cars, even more environmentally friendly, which is questionable when you look into what needs to be done to get the batteries that go into these EV cars. But instead of having these cars compete on their own merit and getting EVs to the point where they are clearly definitively better than gas-powered cars, we have rebates. We have for EVs, we have free charging for X amount of years for EVs. Oh, and by the way, we're going to ban the sale of gas-powered cars, just in case, the EVs don't earn their merit fully. You won't be able to buy new manufactured gas-powered cars in California. We have to get more electricity so our grid doesn't continue failing. I don't want to get into the politics of nuclear power plants, but a nuclear power plant to provide more electricity is pretty much a no-brainer here. And I did the research. In California, there is one operating nuclear power plant currently, which is the Diablo Canyon Power Plant, located near Avila Beach in San Luis Obispo County. In 2016, PG&E, which is the Pacific Gas and Electric Company, announced its intention to close the plant by 2025. The decision was made in part due to concerns about seismic activities and environmental considerations. However, specific closure plans and timelines might change based on various factors. So there's only one nuclear power plant currently operating in California, and a nuclear power plant can provide loads of power, loads of electricity to California. Really, there needs to be 2 or 3 nuclear power plants just based on our current system, without all the EVs, without all the electric and however they're going to do the new inverter generators and small engine powered vehicles. Just how it is currently with people in their air conditioners during the summer, we need about 2 or 3 total nuclear power plants. But then you add the EVs onto that. But instead, the thought is to, let's close the only nuclear power plant left. Like, are they trying to just completely destroy California? I don't understand the thought process. So anyways, that is 3 very strange, very idiotic laws that California has recently enacted. feel free to add some more in the comments. That's not top 3. Those are just 3 that I've just randomly thought about that kind of pissed me off personally. So anyways, be sure to subscribe if you have not already. This is top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.